just Amazon or eBay are co-producing Doctor Who. HBO is just selling it.
Yeah, I know.
What you're talking about is, does the guy in the corner newsagent, does he have a stake in Kia Ora? No, he doesn't. He just sells it. That's what HBO are doing. They're just selling Doctor Who.
Kia Ora?
First thing that came into my head.
Kiora.
Kiora.
Is that what it is?
Kia Ora is like a car owned by a pop singer.
You know what I'm saying?
Rita Kiora.
The guy who runs the corner newsagents sells all those things on his shelves, but he has no stake in the companies that produce them. HBO are selling Doctor Who because they don't have a stake in it.
Because he's not a butcher. That's why.
But this is what I mean.
Yeah, but if the newsagent sat in the corner owned W.H. Smith's,
it's a stake.
It's a bigger amount. All right, well,
HBO.
You can't compare HBO to John in the newsagent, can you? Selling penny sweets.
Yeah, but HBO's W.H. Smiths don't have a stake in BBC books, and yet they sell them.
No, I know.
That's what we're talking about. HBO are just a company who sells Doctor Who to an audience.
But what about Black Mirror? Because Black Mirror is Channel 4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes, but then it got sold.
Oh, it got sold. Right.
Yeah.
So that never happened with Doctor Who. It'll always be BBC, won't it?
Well, Doctor Who's already been... one of the things that people worry about with Doctor Who is, will it be sold off to an independent company and independently produced? It's already independently produced by BBC Studios, who are independent of and autonomous to the BBC. BBC Studios has been cut loose from the BBC. The only thing that keeps them tied together now is that BBC Studios have an obligation to provide a certain amount of money to the BBC for the purposes of programme making, which comes back to BBC Studios because it's them who actually make the programmes.
Are you sure you don't work for them?
Lee, it's not hard to find out this stuff. It is
No, it's
all
just
over
hard to retain it. It's very impressive.
How to retain it?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Because Doctor Who fans, we retain this kind of stuff.
It's called information constipation.
Well, yeah, I mean, I might remember the story code of a particular episode in 1973, but it doesn't mean to say I know everything about the BBC's ins and outs of their corporation.
Yeah, but I also run a podcast, so I consider
that's true.
part of my purview to know this stuff.
Do you know the story code?
Some of them.
5K?
Oh, that's a classic, isn't it? Anyway,
King's Demons?
Go on then, 5K.
King's Demons.
No, 5K isn't like the 5 Doctors.
Is it?
Do you know what we did?
That was close. That was pretty close.
No,
if it is,
it might not be. Maybe
we
it
did
is.
a quiz with Radio Scaro, and I remember winning.
Radio Scaro. Yes, we did a quiz with Radio Scaro. It was
Free Scaro, but and I remember winning that years ago.
Winning it.
Yes, I was the top dog on that one. How did that happen? I don't remember anything anymore.
I don't believe it did happen. I'm pretty sure Radio Free Scaro won that quiz.
No way. It was us, wasn't it?
No, there were individual rounds.
Oh, 6K.
6K is the 5 Doctors.
Yeah.
But what's 5K then?
Oh,
This
podcast. It's a good job with
do it.
filming.
5K.
5K is Nightmare of Eden.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
It's because generally they like... Tom Baker screwed up the whole...
Because he stayed
single
long,
letters of Hartnell, double letters of Troughton.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to read those again. I feel like I'm forgetting really important stuff.
Have we...
no, we're carrying on.
Are we still going on? I don't even know where we are and where we've got to.
Well, you haven't read this yet?
I think it might be time to conclude it. Okay, I mean, I've been doing all this, holding court, I've been hogging the microphone, mainly because I wanted to come here and get all this stuff off my chest, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, opinions, though. Do you give any credence to these rumours?
No.
The original rumours?
No.
Well,
because rumours are exactly what they are until they're proven, aren't they? And you just sit there going, okay, that's a rumour. I mean, what rumours have we heard that have become something that's true in the world of Doctor Who?
Well,
oh my God, where do you want to start?
Web
of Fear in the World. Paul McGann coming back to film a regeneration for a mini episode for the 50th anniversary.
Was that a rumour?
Roads, education system. But apart from that, what are the Romans?
But what I mean is, we kind of know these things, don't we? Already. I mean, some rumours, Okay, there's something about it. Okay, you hear a rumor and you kind of instinctively know that could be a possibility. Paul McGann coming back doing a mini episode. Well, that sounds really plausible.
Yeah.
This rumor sounds not plausible
So
straight away. So
the
instantly
rubbish,
you're kind of getting
so the
trapped.
rubbish rumours are rubbish.
Are rubbish.
I think
They're easier
with,
to dispel and easier to
with
sit
the
down
ori-
and go,
there are elements of the original rumour that I believe, and that is, if Chibnall left, I believe that Jodie Whittaker would probably take the opportunity to leave as well. And it's either after 2 years, after 2 years or 3 years.
What, with 2 episodes still going?
No.
No.
Exactly.
So
So
I'm
I'm talking
go
about
mid-series.
Firstly, I'm
Exactly.
talking about the original rumour.
Yeah, we're
from
talking.
last
I'm
year.
asking about the original rumor as
and
well.
secondly, I'm still talking about elements of it.
Right.
So obviously, I don't necessarily believe that this is Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker's last season coming up. I think it could be. It could very easily.
I think
be.
it could be.
But
no
if
reason
it's
why it
not, if
wouldn't.
it's not, then my gut feeling says they'd do another season, and that would probably be it. I don't think they're going to last as long as Moffat did.
I think if they do a third series, and like I say, I think the viewing figures may have changed people's minds. But I think if they do a third series, that it may be true, and we probably never will find out whether it was or not. But I think it may be true that they came close to going after 2. I think the thing was, at the end of 1, maybe an agreement was reached whereby they did the second and then made way for somebody else to come in and start again. I think that might have been true, but it might only have been true at one point, and that may have changed. And I think there's a possibility that the reason this rumour has come out now is because maybe somebody heard something and got the wrong end of the stick. Maybe Chibnall and Whittaker are going after the end of this second series. Maybe somebody has heard that and got the wrong end of the stick and thinks they're going there and then on the spot with 2 episodes still to record. If it's 2 episodes, I think it's...
So what you're saying is that nearly all rumours, if not most of the rumours, come from some kind of truth, as opposed to a disgruntled fan starting a rumour from scratch just because they want to.
Well, disgruntled fans can start rumours from scratch, but the thing about rumours that have no truth or validity whatsoever is that they don't tend to move.
Right.
They don't tend to get beyond the first people who hear them and say, no, you're talking crap.
But they're moving because it's playing to the taste of a lot of people.
This didn't really move. It had about half a day's worth of traction, and then it more or less got scotched.
And then we recorded the episode. We were on the button.
Well, here's the thing. It got scotched, and all over Twitter are people saying, stand down, it's not true.
Yeah.
And all over Gallifrey Base are people saying, well, hang on. Maybe no smoke without fire.
Right.
And plus add it together with the fact that these rumours surfaced once before, about a year ago, whatever it was precisely. Maybe there's the fire. Maybe that's why we're getting smoke now. So, and because it was not the BBC, but the Radio Times, let's face it, the Radio Times these days, the online Radio Times, put up any story they like if they think it's going to get hits on the website. The Radio Times put out a story 5 years ago saying 98 missing Doctor Who episodes have been found in Ethiopia.
Really?
Yes, they
That's
put
the
it out.
Radio Times.
They put it out as a news story.
What a donut.
That's how much faith I have in the credence of the Radio Times online. Radio Times as a magazine is slightly different. They're essentially, as insofar as I can make out, the Radio Times as a magazine and the Radio Times online are essentially 2 different organisations these days.
So there we go.
Yeah. Okay, I think that does just about
So
conclude
what's
it,
this
doesn't
bit
it?
of paper in front of you? Is that anything? Or?
Well, that was the Radio Times statement.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then I had a few bullet points at the bottom. But
You've hit those.
I don't know, because I've not been reading them, but I think I have. And,
I guarantee you have.
yeah, I think I have.
You have a bullet point brain.
Oh, well, I don't usually do notes. Well, I suppose I must do if I don't usually do notes.
Well, you do a
mustn't I?
bullet point in your brain and then you go like that. Then we get involved and it just goes like that. And then it goes to the second bullet point. It's quite impressive.
So,
I'm paying you a compliment, JR. On film. What am I doing?
Until we come back to talk about something else at some unspecified point in the future, I was JR.
I was Matt.
I was Lee.
And we'll speak again soon. Right.
Do we stop this?
Yeah, I would stop it. I'll go and stop it now.
I need to leave.
No.
Quick, stop it before he goes to the toilet.